Okay, you guys, you're with Lucinda Bassett. This is the beginning of a new year, and it's a year that has opened up with, this virus. And I am sure that you've been shaken up, and I've talked about that before, and you're in a time of, I want to say, I think we're all really evaluating where we're at in our lives and where we want to live due to the crime in the city. Like, I live in LA. I'm like, I want to get out of here. Although I do love it here, but my point is the crime here is it's just over the top. And I think everybody is rethinking what's important to them. And so tonight we're going to talk about, I want to say, some kind of New Year's resolutions that are different than what you're used to. And we're going to start off with, who, what, when, where, and why. Who am I? And I want you to write this down because it's so freaking profound. So I'm Lucinda Bassett. I'll just give you an example. I'm 65 years old, going on 23. Thank God. All right. What does that mean, Lucinda? It means I love to dance, drink, party, meditate, breathe, love to play with my grandson. I just like to be happy. Okay. I like to be happy. I choose to be present and happy. And that's why, I don't know why I look like this at 65 years old. I don't do a whole lot. I should do a lot more. I should probably blow my lips up and get my jaw extended, get those cheek things everybody's doing, but the truth is I'm pretty happy at 65 years old. So who am I? Who are you? So that's the first question. Who am I? And I want you to take a few minutes after this Zoom call and write maybe 3 sentences or a paragraph, whatever you want. You can write a page if you want. Who am I? Who am I at 47? Who am I at 23? Who am I at 36? Who am I at 75? Who am I? And just the first thing, I'm exciting, I'm sexual, I'm fun, I'm kind, I'm loving. Who am I? You can also say, I'm an asshole, I'm negative, I'm depressed right now, I'm whatever, okay? So who, that's the who. Who am I? I want you to write a paragraph. The second one, what, who, what, where, when, why, when, wait, who, what, when, where, why, love it. So who am I? Second, what am I doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm sitting here Zooming with Lucinda Bassett, but it's much deeper than that. It's like, we are all in this place where we are reevaluating. And when I say, what am I doing? So I'm going to answer mine so that not that you can fill yours in with mine. That's not the idea, but so what we're doing. So, what am I doing? Well, I'm doing these Zoom calls, I'm coaching, I'm coming up with a new program, I'm in a relationship with a beautiful man, I'm a grandmother, I'm healthy, and I have a list of things I want to do this year to get myself really healthy. I want to eat more organic food. I want to drink more water. I want to work out. I want to do cardio every day. I would like to lose 10 pounds. I want to spend more time doing my breath work because I kind of got away from it last year. Want to be so grateful for the life that I have, because let me tell you something, 75 and 78 and 82 doesn't look like 65. They can be great ages, by the way. I have some amazing friends who are 72 and even 82, and they're brilliant. Look at Jane Fonda. And I mean, what are you doing right now? Well, I just got the phone with Charles. Charles, I hope you're on here. Anyway, and they are rebuilding a house, and he's transitioning in his career, and he's having a little bit of anxiety about all the changes. And so what am I doing right now? So who am I? The second paragraph you're going to journal about is, what am I doing? And then when is the timeline that I want to set for myself for where I am going? What do you mean, where am I going? Where are you going? I don't care if you're 25, 75, or 65. Where are you going? So who are you? What are you doing? I kind of like the where I'm going third. And what's your timeline? In other words, by the end of 2022, I would like to go back to school and get a degree in psychology, or maybe I want to go out and get my real estate license. I'm living in California and the real estate market's really hot and I don't want to retire. I'm 64 years old. Maybe I'll go get a real estate license. And then again, what am I going to do? What am I doing? What is my timeline? And then why am I doing this? So who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? What is my timeline? And why? Why is the best question of all? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I setting these intentions for the next 1 year? I'm someone that likes to set a timeline. Is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? Is it 5 years? I personally like 1 year timelines and a 5 year timeline. You would say, why? Because I really like to have intentions for the year. I'm a really big believer in that. And then I like to know where I'm going to be 5 years from now. I've always been that way. And hey, listen, 5 years from now, I'm going to be 70. And it's interesting because if you're 35 and you see 40-year-olds, you're like, wow, that's what 40 looks like. Or if you're 45 and you see 55-year-olds and you're like, oh, that's what 55 looks like. And if you're 60 and you say 75, and we all do it, don't kid yourself, but you know what? It's your choice to decide where you're going and why. And well, how do I know? Well, that goes back to who am I and what matters to me and what am I doing with myself? Am I taking good care? Who am I? Well, I'm 65 and I'm healthy and I'm attractive and I have a lot of energy and I'm creative and I want to help people. Okay, well, what are you doing and here we're going to go to this list that I love. And I always do this research and I try to find like the best. So I found this set of New Year's resolutions that I really love. So get your pencil and your pen out or your phone because you're going to write some things down. So once you know who you are, and then well, what am I doing in the next, and I would say year to 5 years? I like this 1 year idea because I think that 2022 is a powerful year for self-reflection and shaking yourself up and going out, taking some chances and risks. And then, where am I going? Do you have a plan? And then what's your timeline? And then why? What? Why are you going to write another book, Lucinda Bassett? Well, is it because you need somebody to tell you that you're still a great writer and you're worthy? No, I don't care about any of that. It's because I like to write. That's why I write books. I don't write it for anybody else. I mean, I like people to be helped by my books, but I'd rather sit and write than watch, television series. Writing to me is a passion. It's something I could do for hours at a time. What is your passion? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it to please other people? Never the right answer. Is it to make yourself happy? Always the right answer. Is it so that it's something that you enjoy spending your time doing? That's the right answer. Is it to make money? Might be the right answer for you. Okay. I don't know who you are. I don't know what matters to you. You know. So I want to talk for a minute about these New Year's resolutions. And if you have a pen, first of all, find out what it is that you would like to do that you think you can't do. So what is it that you would like to do in the next year to 5 years, whatever? I don't care how old you are. You could be 70, you could be 30. What is it that you would like to do, but you think you can't do? Oh, well, I would really like to be a therapist. But you know what? I'm 42 years old. That's no excuse. You could be a master's social worker, take 6 years. You can get it in 4 years now. You can do everything online. You could be a therapist by the time you're 46. And I'm 65. I mean, if you want to be a therapist, if you want to write a book, if you want to go sell real estate, if you want to have your own company, if you want to own a restaurant, it's not too late. So figure it out what it is you would like to do that you think you can't do, and then figure out what you can do to do it. Start somewhere. Number one, figure out what it is you'd like to do that you think you can't do, and figure out how you can do it. Number two, don't give yourself the option to give up. Now, if you're saying, you know what, Lucinda, I don't care. You know what? I've got all the money I need. I'm happily married. At one time, I wanted to be an actress, and now I don't anymore. I'm taking this to an extreme, but that's okay. Then it's not giving up. It's letting it go. In other words, there's a big difference between I'm going to give up on that dream or, that doesn't really matter to me anymore. That is not who I am. I don't want to be an actress. I don't want to be a guitar player in a rock band anymore. I'm 58 years old and I have 3 children, and maybe what you want to do is move out into the country and buy 2 big dogs and teach your kids how to ride dirt bikes. I don't know. All right. So don't give up, though, on something that you want. Don't give yourself the option to give up on a dream. 3, don't be afraid to open up, take chances, be criticized. And in fact, this year, I want you to open up, take chances, and embrace rejection. Well, why would I do that? No one likes to be rejected because that's when you learn. If someone has the balls to tell you something about yourself that's not necessarily good, listen. I want you to practice at keeping your mouth shut and not being defensive and listening to rejection and saying, that's interesting. Maybe they don't like hats. Maybe they don't like big lips. Maybe they don't like my energy. I talk too much. Who cares? At my age, I don't care anymore. You like me or you don't like me. I like who I like. I know how I want to live my life. I know who I am. I know what I want. And you know what? That's a great feeling at 35, 65, 25, 45. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't know what they want, and they spend a lot of time trying to understand it, and they spend a lot of time trying to be what somebody else wants, and that sucks. So don't be afraid to take a chance, open up, be criticized, and embrace rejection. That's number 3. So number 1 is figure out what it is that you'd like to do that you think you can't do, but figure out why you could do it. Number 2, don't give yourself the option of giving up on something that you'd really like to try. Number 3, don't be afraid to take chances, to open up, be yourself, be criticized, and embrace rejection. It's a learning opportunity. Number 4, always involve other people in your dream, in your vision, in your goal. Bring in a group, bring in a friend, tell them, bring in your boyfriend, bring in your girlfriend, tell them what you want, tell them about your dream. Why? Because other people can say, oh my God, that's so exciting. That really sounds cool. They can be the one that you walk with and you talk with and you have a glass of wine with. They can be the energy that you're missing. That they can be the one that says, you know what, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be, oh my God, that's a great idea. Now, if the one you're bringing in is like, oh, forget it, you can't do that, get rid of them. I'm trying because I'll never forget walking into the Barnes & Noble with one of my best friends who was a psychologist. And I said, one day I'm going to write a book on anxiety. And she goes, you can't do that. You're not a writer. You're not a psychologist. And I said, what? And she goes, I said, watch me. And she goes, well, look how many books there are on anxiety. And I'm like, And by the way, I wrote a bestseller. It's called From Panic to Power. So don't let anybody, and I wrote 3 more books and created, Attacking Anxiety and Depression. And if I would have listened to all the naysayers, I would never be here talking to you. All right. So surround yourself with other people. You need the company and you need support, and pick your friends carefully. All right. 5, dream big. Dream big. I can't dream big. I'm 60 years old. Oh my God, I'm too old to dream big. No, you're not. Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken at 75. Not that you want to hear that. But look at that guy. Who's the guy, with the big teeth? Steve Harvey. He's 65 years old. Now he's a judge. Trust me, he's not a judge. He's got some, anything is possible. Look at Clint Eastwood. Age is no excuse. Age is no excuse. So dream big. Why do I dream big? Because when you dream big, listen, both of my kids, man, they're sending me pictures of the crazy. My son's seeing me today. And believe me, he's a trip and he's a force to be reckoned with. And he's a canyon man. And he sent me a picture of some ranch he wants in Wyoming. I'm like, boy, you better start working, because in his mind, a ranch in Wyoming you don't need a lot of money. Yes, you do. have you looked at the prices of ranches in Wyoming? Both of my kids, but I did too. I used to say, and I tell you, go back to what you wanted when you were 12 or 13. I used to say, I want to live on the ocean. I don't want to be kind of famous. And look, they both happened. Now I'd like to be really famous. No, not really. I really don't care. I would like to be paid, though, for doing these podcasts and these Zoom calls. Maybe that'll happen someday. Anyway, so dream big, because the fire under your ass and the desire to have, whether it's a house or financial security or to buy a certain sweatshirt or a certain type of car. And please don't discourage your wife, your husband, your children from dreaming big, because dreaming big is what gets you what you want. If you can't dream it and you can't believe it, you'll never achieve it. So you have to dream big, allow your kids to dream big, and you, my friend, should be dreaming big. Do you want that perfect, lovely, beautiful man who will adore you and treat you like a queen? Do you want that beautiful convertible sitting in your driveway, bright red? You know the one I'm talking about. Do you want that house on a lake somewhere that smells like, I don't know, fresh air? You can have anything. You just have to believe you can have it. And if you don't believe you can have it, you're already screwed. You got to believe you can have it. So dream big. That's number 5. 6, be patient on this journey, because there's going to be some peaks along the way and some valleys. And this is where you learn. You do not think I've had so many disappointments along the way, but I don't let that stop me. I scratch my head and say, okay, you know what? What am I supposed to be learning from this? So be patient along the journey. 7, do something that you normally would not do. To step out of your freaking comfort zone. It's so hard. It's like, I always go this way home. I always get home at a certain time. I always go to that restaurant. I always have this kind of wine. I always order this at this restaurant. I only hang out with these friends. I don't particularly like those people because they intimidate me. Stop it. I don't like to dress that way. I like to dress this way. I would never wear hats. Try a hat. Try a sweatshirt. Step out of your comfort zone. That's when your life really unfolds in a beautiful way. I watched a show the other night with my beautiful fiance about this little blowfish, and it was, on Nova or something, and they named him Puff, and he went all through, the barrier reef, and you saw him go from a tiny little fish the size of your fingernail to a big fish. And he had to protect himself, a tiny little, cute little thing, from all these predators. But he made his way out to the barrier reef to where it was beautiful and safe. And by the time he got out there, people tried to eat him all along the way. And he's toxic, he's poisonous, and he blows up. So they would swallow him, and pretty soon they'd go, and they'd spit him out. That's what you are. You're a blowfish. If anybody's going to with you, you're gonna blow them up in their mouth and they're gonna spit you out, because nobody's gonna put out your candle and put out your light. And if they do, get away from them. All right. So that leads me to get out of your comfort zone. Number 7, number 8. I hope you're writing these down. If you expect me to repeat them, forget it. No, I will. Number 8, find your tribe. This is the most important New Year's resolution, I think. And the reason I say that is because, stop hanging around with the same old people, or you're going to get the same old results. If you see someone that intrigues you, that's doing something that you want to do, maybe go, I just did this, invite them out to dinner and look and listen and see if you can learn. And find your tribe. Maybe you need a new tribe. Maybe your old tribe's okay, but you want to bring in some people who are a new tribe. Find your tribe. Lucinda, how will I know when I find my tribe? You'll be pulled to them, and they will be pulled to you for the right reasons, not because you can all do 20 shots and land under the table. Okay, that's not the right tribe. And how do I know? Because you know who's good for you and who's not good for you. You know who inspires you to eat junk food and who inspires you to eat healthy. You know who, when you're with them, you drink too much, and the other one you hang out with, you don't drink as much. You know who says, come on, let's get out and take a hike. And the other one that says, sit on the couch and eat potato chips and eat chili. I love potato chips and chili, but listen, I try really hard to live a healthy life. And I tend to hang out with people who don't live on potato chips and chili for the right reason. Okay. All right. So that is 8, find your tribe. 9, be honest about who you are to yourself and love yourself unconditionally. I know that many of you don't have New Year's resolutions for 2022, so I thought I would create them for you. So number 9, don't, be honest with yourself about who you are. This is important, and good and bad, and love yourself unconditionally. I think that takes a certain age, but finally there's something, I think it's 60, Carrie, that you really learn to say, it's okay that I'm this, and it's okay that I'm a little that. It's okay I'm a little neurotic. It's okay I can be sometimes a little depressed, but I'm also all of these things. I'm excited and I'm lovable and I have a good smile and I take in everybody and my heart's open and I'm a good person. And, I have a spiritual side that embraces everyone. So be honest about who you are and love yourself unconditionally. There are 12. 10. Don't be afraid. This is really an interesting one. I'm going to go over these really quickly again. Don't be afraid to go backwards. And you're like, what? You don't want to go backwards? And when I say go backwards, don't be afraid to go backwards to something that you loved, that was good for you. I sold real estate 10 years ago. I really kind of liked it. Maybe I should go back and renew my license. There's this guy that I knew in high school and, he's kind of geeky, but I thought he was really cute. And I hear he just got divorced. And maybe I should email him or text him. We went out a couple of times before we both got married. I moved into the city, but I really miss my hometown. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I really think I'd like to move back to my hometown. So don't be afraid to go backwards in a way that made you feel good. That's healthy. Don't go back to bad old boyfriends that made you insecure and made you feel bad about yourself. Don't go back to wicked women that put you down and made you feel small. So when I say don't be afraid to go backwards, I'm talking about going back to something that, I did that. I moved all around and thought I was going to, and then I ended up kind of going back to where I used to live. And I did it because at this time in my life, I wanted to be where there were people I knew I wanted to kind of be by the water. I know that I want, to be in a place that felt familiar. And so I went backwards and I'm really glad that I made that decision. And then our last one, number 12. What do you think it is? Somebody guess. Come on. All right. Trust the universe. And actually, that's number 11. 12 is just do it. Nike famous. So trust the universe and take a leap of faith. So I'm going to go over those one more time for those of you who do not have New Year's resolutions. Number 1, find out what it is you want to do. Figure out what it is you want to do that you think you can't do and figure out how you can do it. This is something you really want to do. Number 2, don't give yourself the option to give up on something that you really want. You can achieve it if you believe it. Number 3, don't be afraid to take chances, open up. Don't be afraid of criticism or rejection. It's all a learning lesson. Number 4, do something that involves bringing other people into your dream and into your life. You need support. You need friends. Okay. 5, dream big, because the desire to have will create your reality. So if you want that car, that house, that great boyfriend, dream big and you can achieve it. Number 6, allow yourself to be patient and understand that part of the journey is ups and downs and getting through the challenging times too. Number 7, do something that you normally wouldn't do. Take a leap of faith. Get out of your comfort zone. Number 8, find your tribe. Who are the people that will support you and love you unconditionally and let you be you? Number 9, be honest about who you are and love yourself unconditionally. And number 10, don't be afraid to go backwards to something that you remember fondly as being good for you, something you loved, whether it's a hometown or an old career or an old boyfriend or, girlfriend, whatever, something that made you feel good and brought you joy that you might be willing to go back to and take a look at And 11, trust the universe. And 12, just do it. So that's kind of what I think we want to take a look at for 2022. I want you to also know that you're responsible for how you feel. You're responsible for your focus. If you believe you can, you can. And if you believe you can't, you probably won't. It doesn't mean you can't. If you believe you can't, you probably won't. Feel yourself doing something 3 times bigger or 4 times as far, because you're capable of a lot more than you think you are. No matter how old you are physically capable of going, and mentally of going further than you think. All your behaviors are driven by your belief system. Believe you can. And if you do, you will. Your state of mind is just a state. Memory and clarity is a state. Memory and clarity is not something you have to have. It's something you do. It's something you have control over. There's no such thing as good memory, good clarity thinking. It's a trained memory and it's clarity of thinking that you work on. How do I work on that? You read, you do, work on the computer. I hate crossword puzzles, but actually they're really good for you too. Your brain is a supercomputer. Tell yourself that you want to work on programming that computer and monitoring your self-talk. And don't fight your limitations and possibilities with things like, I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I don't have enough time. This is not a badge of honor. This is a declaration of depression. This is why you can't achieve. These are excuses for not getting to where you want to go. What are your bad habits? What are the excuses you're using to not achieve your potential? And listen, you might be saying right now, hey, I'm happy. I have financial security. I have someone that loves me. I love my home. I have a great dog. I'm healthy. I'm grateful. I'm good. Then that's fabulous. But you can still go through these New Year's resolutions and think, you can go back to the who, what, when, where, why thing. I take too many notes and then I can't find them. So I think, it goes back to, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? I know it's out of succession here. When is my timeline for where I'm going and why am I doing it? I just love that. Who am I? What am I doing that I want to be doing? Where am I going in the next year? And what is my timeline? And why am I doing all of this? Who is it I'm trying to please? And it should be you. So I think that's our mission for this evening, is to keep ourselves on track during a very transitional time. I love that word, transitional, because you could say, oh, these are turbulent times. No, it's, if you look at the world and if you look at this blowfish and if you look at evolution, the whole world has evolved and mountains have been made and oceans have been created out of turbulence. Okay. The world does evolve and things happen. It doesn't mean that we can't take control of our personal life. It doesn't mean that we can't step back and say, I'm going to set some intentions for 2022. It doesn't mean that we can't choose to be happy. And we're going to go into this next week, because I'm not going to see you for 2 weeks, and we're going to be grateful. I love to say, come in grateful and leave with grace, or come in with grace and leave grateful, but do one or the other, because I guess maybe it's because of what I do for a living. And I love what I do for a living. I really don't even do it for a living. Okay. It's kind of a joke. I don't make a living doing what I'm doing. At least it's all debatable, but I don't really. And I do this because I love doing this. I love being able to give people hope and help and help them to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so that's why I do this. And I want to remind you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Lucinda Bassett. And I want to remind you to go out and buy some of my books, The Solution, From Panic to Power, Life Without Limits. And attacking anxiety, depression, well, I don't own that anymore. I don't care what you do with that. But I did create it. It's a great program. And we are creating a new program this year. Very excited about that. And also, if you want some coaching, I encourage you to come and join us. We're going to be starting a group coaching program. It's really exciting. It's a lot like this, but it's a group of people. It's very intimate. And I would encourage you to call Darla at 419-350-7499 for a free 10-minute call with me to see if you might be a candidate for coaching with me, or if you would like to do group coaching. And I'm a really good life coach, and it's a lot of fun. So it's just a really, I don't know, I love it. And I think people enjoy it. I think we're going to start doing our breath retreats this summer. So hopefully we'll have more information for you about that in the next month or so, once this Omicron variant slows down. And my fiance tells me that it's going to. God bless all of you. Until 2 weeks from now, peace out. Take care of your heart and those that you love.